Hello everyone. Today's topic is stack organization. So in stack organization, we have two different type of stacks. First one is register stack organization. Second is memory stack organization. Now, what is the difference between register stack and memory stack? We will discuss about it later on. Firstly, let us talk about the stack. Why do we use a stack? And what are its benefit, how we can store the data, how we can pull the data from it. So when we talk about stack in computer, so we use it to execute the subroutines or interrupts. So it is just a storage space at which we store the data, and when we require we can get that data from that storage. So it is very efficient when we talk about the arithmetic operations, and this storage type is LIFO, that is last in first out, which means anything which enters at last will get out first. So that is last in first out. So there is one another concept which is SP stands for stack pointer. So it is a pointer which point to the particular location inside the stack. If this is a stack, so this will be a, if this is SP, it means it is representing this particular place, which will represent a particular address in a stack. We will use a pointer for that. We call it stack pointer. If we want to store any data, the operation which we use is push. And if we want to get some data out of the stack, the operation used is pop. So push and pop are two different operations which we use to get the data and to put the data inside the stack. Now, what are the real life examples of stack? When you put books in a stack, in a to read, or after reading you put the books in a stack. So that is one of the example of this. Any book which you put at the end will be on the top. So similar concept is there in the case of stack. Anything which we will push at the last will be first element to get popped up. So that is what we have in stack. So there are two type of stacks as we discussed a little bit earlier. First one is register stack. Second one is memory stack. Now what is a register stack? When we have different registers in your computer, so when this memory which is used by stack is created by using registers, different registers, then we call it a register stack organization. And in the case of memory stack organization, this storage is a separate place inside the memory. Registers and memory are different. Registers are when we are having some general purpose registers which we are going to use as a stack, whereas in the case of memory, certain portion of your RAM can be used as a stack. So that is a stack organization and different type of stacks. Now we will discuss about some of the push and pop operations which we have. So first of all, we are going to talk about the push and pop operation in register stack. So first of all, we are having the register stack organization. In register stack organization, we have a storage which is constructed by using registers. So we are having different registers. The one register is DR, that is a data register, and other registers are general purpose registers which we are using to create a stack. Now the numbering is going to start from 0, from this place. 0, 1, 2, it depends how many registers do you have. In this case we are having 63 numbering, so which means total we have 64 registers. Now after this, we have a stack pointer. Now, stack pointer, as we discussed, the stack pointer is some kind of a pointer which will point to the top of stack. We also call it as TOS in some terms, which represents top of stack, which is the place where we are going to insert the value. So that is top of stack. But in this case, we are using the another pointer. We call it as stack pointer. Now, what is the length of this stack pointer? It depends upon how many number of registers we are using. What will be the size of this stack pointer? Let us see. There are 64 total registers because they are starting from 0 up to 63. So 2 raised to the power 6 is 64. So the maximum length which we require for a stack pointer is 6 bits, because in 6 bits it can refer to each and every location which we have on stack. So the size, the number of registers decide what will be the size of your stack pointer. So in this case we are having a stack pointer with 6 bits. The reason is 2 raised to the power 6 is 64. So total 64 registers are there. So stack pointer length is 6 bits. Now if this is a stack pointer and its length is 6 bits, now when we are going to store the data, we have firstly a push and pop operations as we discussed earlier. So first operation which we have is push operation. Now in the case of push, what happens? Let us assume at the very beginning when we are going to start the first insertion into the stack. So stack pointer will be here. It is at 0th location. How to perform the push operation? It is increment the value of stack pointer by 1. Before performing any type of push operation, it is increment the value of stack pointer by 1. So from 0 it will automatically shift to 1. So first location will be empty, and at this place once it is incremented, the next operation is dr to msp. This sp is the stack pointer location. Whatsoever location it is representing, we are going to store the data at that place. So dr content will be shifted to this place. Now in the example we can assume that that data is a. So a is stored at this place. Once it is stored, our operation is done. Now we need to know when our stack is full, when our stack is empty, because that is important. So how to identify that? We have two different set of flags for this. So there are two flags. One flag is full, one name is empty. So two flags are there, full and empty. When the stack is completely filled, the full flag will be 1 and empty flag will be 0. When reverse is there, when there is no element inside the stack pointer, then empty will become 1 and full will become 0. Now there is one thing to know. When we are pushing the data, means when we are filling the data inside the stack pointer, inside the stack, empty cannot be 1 because we are pushing the data. While pushing, only there is single possibility that full value or full flag can become 1. Empty will never be 1 because we are pushing the data. So when we push more amount of data, it will get full, it will never get empty. So that is what you need to remember. While in push operation, the value of full will be 1. What can happen at max? So you can simply remember this, or it is something which you can understand very well. So if stack pointer is equal to 0, so we will discuss it. What does this mean? Then we are going to put the full value as 1. Now stack pointer full will be 1, and as discussed earlier, empty can never be 1 when we are pushing the data. Now let us, after this, let us talk about if SP is 0, why full is getting 1? Because if SP was 0 at the starting, So it should be full at that time, but why it is not full? So let us talk about this. So we are having 6 bits. We are having 6 bits in it. So let us, if we write it in binary, so you can understand it in a much better way. So I will just name it in binary. So if there are 6 bits, so this location is all zeros. This location is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. This location is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. So and so on. The last location is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All the six. All the six values are 1. So that is the last pointer. Now just imagine that we have filled all the data, and at this place I am filling a value like z. So now I have filled the value at this place. My stack pointer is now pointing. I have filled this whole data. My stack pointer is pointing to this location. SP is here. Now, if I want to perform the push operation, what will happen? Push operation, I will try to push. So first of all, I have to increment the value of stack pointer by 1. Okay, the stack pointer is currently all 6 values are 1. Let us increment this value by 1. There are only 6 bits which I can store. 1 plus 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1. This will be ignored because I can only store 6 bits. So what is this pointer pointing to? Now stack pointer is pointing at this place. Whenever I did a increment at this place. So now the stack pointer will be shifted to 0. And once it is done, then we will put the data in stack pointer's location. So this will be filled with some data. It might be 1, it might be 2, whatsoever data we have. So we will fill it. Once it is filled, now what is the condition? If stack pointer is 0, definitely stack pointer is 0 now, then full is equal to 1. Why? Because all the elements which we have inside the whatsoever storage we were having in the stack, complete, it is completely filled now. So full will become 1, empty will be 0. So the only concept why this SP, when SP is 0, then it is full. The reason is, once I am at this place, I increment this value by 1, it will become this. So that is why if SP is 0, then full is 1. Now there is one more thing which we have. When we are performing the pop operation, the same thing is done again. In that case as well, we have stack pointer is equal to 0. Now what is the reason for that stack pointer is equal to 0? Then we are making empty is equal to 1. So we will discuss about that case as well. This was for push operation, and you are aware what type of operation you are performing. So this was push. Let us talk about the pop operation. Just keep this stack pointer at this place only. This is the stack pointer which we have. Now if we are performing a pop operation, so the first thing which is going to happen is shift the data from this location to the data register. Means from here to here. Now we are sending it from this place to this. So this is pop operations first task. Second is decrement the value of stack pointer by 1. Now stack pointer is decremented by 1. Just decrement the value of 0, 0, 0, 0 by 1. So what will be the answer? If you remember how to decrement the value, which we did in arithmetic circuit. So we add the value 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 with it. So that is simply decrement the value by 1. So now let us do it. Add the value 1, 1, 1, 1 in it. So what it is going to be? All ones. So now stack pointer will shift to this location. From 0, 0, 0, it will shift to this location. It is now stack pointer. So SP is decremented by 1. Once it is there, now if the stack pointer is 0, then empty is equal to 1 and full is equal to 0, or full is assigned with 0, not equal to 0. It is assigned with 0. It is not equal to. Assigned and equal to are different. It's assigned as 0. So why it is happening now? There are two different operations, push and pop. When we are pushing the elements, then full value will become 1 if the stack pointer is 0. If we are popping the elements, because we are emptying the stack, if we are making it empty, so empty will be 1, full will be 0. Means when we are popping the elements, we are getting them out of the stack. Then if stack pointer becomes 0, then it is empty. If we are pushing the elements and stack pointer becomes 0, then it is your full stack, which is going to get 1 and empty will get 0. So this is how this two different operations like push and pop work on your register stack organization. The next type which we have, that is memory stack organization. In memory stack organization there are little bit changes. So we don't have any kind of hardware implementation for this. We don't have anything which can help you in making the decision whether your stack is empty or whether your stack is full. So we don't have any hardware for this. It has to be done with the help of a software. Rest things are present. And there is one another difference. In this case we were having a consecutive memory, or we are having number of registers in this. But in the case of your memory stack organization, we will have memory. So certain part of memory will be used as a stack. So as you can see in the example, now here what we can see is there are instructions. If you check at this place, it was starting from 0 ending at 63. Now this is the reverse. It starts from 1000, it is ending at 4001, and certain part of it is used as a stack. So for data we have AR, we have PC, which are the program counter and address register. So similarly we have reserved certain part out of your memory to work as a stack, and there is a stack pointer for it. So when we are performing the push operation, if you remember in the last, when we were performing push, it was adding one value into the stack pointer. But in this case, it will be decremented by one. So please remember, if it is a memory stack organization, the stack pointer will be decremented by one for a push operation. The rest is going to remain same. DR data will be sent to MSP. So it is going to remain same. The only difference is here. The stack pointer will be decremented by one. Whereas in pop operation, the operation is going to remain same, MSP to DR. The only difference is the stack pointer is now incremented by 1. And there is no problem related to calculation of stack pointer, whether it is empty, whether it is full, because this is not done by the hardware, it is done by the software. So there are two things for this: stack overflow and stack underflow. Underflow is when your stack is becoming empty, overflow is when your stack is getting full. So this has to be done by the software. So this is regarding our memory stack and register stack organization. After this, we have reverse polish notations, infix, prefix, and postfix. So these are some of the things which you might have done already. So infix is when we have an expression and the operand which we are going to perform is in the middle. That is infix. If we shift it before the operand, you can say operation is shifted before the operand, it is known as prefix, or we call it polish notation. Okay, polish notation. When we shift the value of this operation at the end after the operands, this is a postfix. and most widely used for stack is postfix, or we call it as reverse Polish notation. This is the most widely used one. Okay. So we are having one example for this, like we have 3 into 4 plus 5 into 6. Now how to convert this? This is 3 into 4, so it will be 3 4 into. After that we have to solve this bracket, because firstly BODMAS will be implemented. You have to perform it according to the brackets first. So it is 5 and 6, so 5 and 6, then we will have multiply, then we will have the last value of add. So this will be shifted to the end, this 2 will be shifted to the end, these this multiply will be shifted to end of this. So this is 3 4 into 5 6 into plus. So this is what we are going to have. So if we are implementing it first of all in the stack, so what is going to happen? First value will be pushed. So which value it will be? 3. Then the second value will be pushed. That is 3. After that we have a value 4. Now after this the next value will be pushed. Now when the third value is pushed, so it is multiply. So multiply operation will be done. So it will be done on the topmost two elements, 4 and 3. The answer is 12. After this, once 12 is calculated, 5 will be pushed. 5 is here. After this, 6 will be pushed. So 12, 5, and 6. Then after that, again multiply will be pushed. It will be 12. Topmost two elements will be fetched. So 6 into 5 is 30. Then after that, plus will be pushed. So it is 12 plus 30, which comes out to be 42. So in this we pushed 3, in this we pushed 4, in this we pushed multiply, in this we pushed 5, in this we pushed 6, here we pushed multiply, and here we pushed plus. Okay, so this is how we are going to calculate the reverse Polish notation. So it is important what is RPN, how we can convert a infix into a prefix, or how we can convert a infix into a postfix, how to calculate the value, or you might be given with some values and you have to perform the reverse Polish notation on it. This was your reverse Polish notation. So let us move to the next topic. So we have discussed about different registers, we have discussed about different type of organizations. So we discussed about the single register, which we did earlier, like we were having accumulator in this. Then we discussed about general register organization, in which we were having multiple number of registers, which we did for select A, select B, select D, and OPR. So that was a general register organization in which multiple number of general purpose registers are there. The third type of organization is stack organization, in which we have different memory locations which we can use as a stack, or we can have, have a separate value to perform as a stack. So in stack organization, we can have two type of stacks, either a register stack or a memory stack. Then after this, we have instruction formats. So this is something which is quite important. So what we have in this is we have a opcode, we have a address field, and we have a mode field. So there are these three things which we have done in our very first instruction format. So we were having address, this part was address, then we were having opcode, and last one was mode, which was represented by I. Now, what are the different type of instructions which we can have from this? There are, if we are having a single accumulator, then there is a different representation for it. If we are having general register organization, so we have a different type of you can say organization. If there are multiple number of general purpose registers or there is a stack, so all the three implementations are different. So in the case of first one, if we are having a first single accumulator with us, single general purpose register, then if I want to add any value, so how we will add, we will write it as add x or anything at this place. X is not a, it is a variable, it can store anything. Okay? So x can be anything. So what this will do, it will perform this operation. The value will be added with AC and the value will be picked from memory. Memory location X will be added with the value of accumulator and the resultant will be stored in accumulator. So this is what we have in add X. So this is a single accumulator organization. If we have a general register organization, then we can have different type of instructions. Like we can have three address instructions, we can have two address instructions, we can have one address instructions as well. So we will talk about them in the later part of your chapter. So if it is a three address instruction, now what does it mean? Now in this case, add r1, r2 and R3. What they are telling, they are saying add the value of R2 and R3 and store the resultant in R1. So it will be something like this. Add the content of R2 and R3 and store it in R1. Then if it is a two address instruction, it is like this: add R1, R2. Then what will happen? Add the value of R1 and R2 and store the content in R1. If we have move R1 R2, it means move the content of R2 to R1. So R2 content is shifted to R1. If it is add operation, R1 and a memory location which is X. So what will happen? Data from memory will be added with the register R1 and store the answer at R1. So this is our general register organization. As our chapter is about general register organization, so we are going to focus on these all. Then after this we have push and pop. So push X, push organization or stack organization. In stack, what we have push the value of X. So it is simply pushed to the top of stack, or we have also called that as a stack pointer. Okay? And after that we have a add micro. So add will be done like, first of all, push the value of x, and once x is there, push the value of x, once x is there, perform add operation. So this is how we are performing this task. So this is the instruction format. So after this we have different type of instructions: zero address instructions, one address instructions, two or three address instructions, addressing mode. So we will do this in the next class. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.